So, like next week, I want to do a video. I think we'll videotape next week. We'll videotape the whole show, maybe.
All right.
We haven't done that in a while.
No, we've only done it once.
Okay. Tell me, give me a signal when you're ready.
I'm ready.
That was a quick signal.
Thanks. I think your wife just got home.
Oh,
Where's your wife?
Dog's going to be barking. Here's something that a lot of people listen to this. So, like when you have a beard and a mustache and you get too close to your mic,
Yep.
you get that.
Yep.
It's not cool at all.
No.
They should have a beard guard. They got the wind screen.
It wasn't your wife.
They should have a beard screen for the mic. What is that dripping off your beard there? Is that glue? That's nasty. It looks real disgusting.
What? Okay.
Let's do a show. Start the show with a... Okay. Hey, everyone. Let's try it again. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this epic disaster. Take two. Hi. How are you?
Hi. How are you? Fabulous.
We're here, and Sherry's much better than she has been over the past couple. Those 2 episodes you did, you were like deaf.
I can breathe.
You were like really, really deaf. Most of the time when we do a podcast, I always think, I could tell you have at least a certain amount of fun.
Right?
Those last 2, you just didn't even want to be here. I knew it.
You're right. I didn't.
I don't think the audience knew it. I knew it. I could see.
That's because I was looking at you going, I don't
like,
want to be here.
hurry.
I don't want to be here.
Well, there's a good incentive for being here today. We have cold brew. Cold brew. Icy cold brew. And this is something we haven't had. Not only have we not had it on the show, I've never had this before, ever.
I've never had this before either. We've had other beers from Unibrow.
No.
Yeah, we have. Not this bottled version, but
I don't recognize any of the label stuff.
Today we are having La Fin du Monde.
La fin du monde, which means
The end of the world.
the end of the world as we know it.
As we know it, and we're fine.
It's la
We're
fin
totally
du
fine.
monde as we know it. I don't know how the rest of how to say as we know it.
Yeah,
Is-
that was offensive.
What was offensive about it? Speaking another language? Maybe the way I spoke the other language is offensive.
Well, I got to tell you a quick story about that. We have some clients that are in places like the Congo, and they speak French. And so we had one of our technicians decided to go ahead and take the call because he could speak a little bit of French. And I shit you not,
Don't shit me.
He gets on the phone and he starts speaking like this. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
The guy did?
My technician did.
Being
yeah.
offensive?
No, he was just speaking in a French accent. I'm like, why are you doing that? Stop. So, yeah, we make fun of him to this day. I think it's kind of funny.
I'm having a little delay because I just poured a beer. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. No one has ever poured a beer as beautiful as this. It's got the perfect head. And here's the thing. I just poured into this glass. The entire bottle filled to the top, and it did not spill over. It's perfect. It's beautiful. I did it. It's a masterpiece.
It's got too much head.
It's a master freaking piece.
It's got too much head.
I don't think so.
I do.
So I took a picture of it. We'll post it. We'll let people debate whether it's got too much head.
I think it's a really pretty color. Let's talk about this
very
beer.
pretty. It looks like a gold bar. It's gold.
It is gold.
That of all the beers that have said gold, that's the goldest of the gold.
Again, we're drinking La Fin du Monde. It's a Belgian-style triple ale. It's 9% alcohol by volume. It is by Unibrow, and basically...
Is it really Unibrow? Is that what it is?
Yes.
I guess brow means brew. Oh.
And that's from Canada. It's from Chambly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's imported by Unibrow. It's imported by Unibrew
I'm smelling it.
USA in New York.
I smelled it and I dealt it. It smells like the basic beers I used to drink before I started drinking fancy beers. It's
Does it really?
It's got a very kind of just.
No, I smell something sweet
Do you?
on the back end.
That wasn't me. I just want you to know I had nothing to do with that. All right. I feel like, yeah, there is a little sweetness in there. What do you got?
Oh, that certainly doesn't taste like your old time
Does it not?
beer. No.
All right, well, I'm
no,
gonna
it
do
does
it.
not.
I'm going to try it. Even though mine has too much head on it.
It does have too much head on it. You shouldn't pour beer like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of nice.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
refreshing.
Le Fin du Monde.
Le fin
Is
du
it Le Fin du Monde or Le Fin du Monde?
Le fin du monde.
Le Fin du Monde. I've never spoke French. French is one
Clearly.
of those. French is one of those languages that I just never really wanted to speak. You just have to do too much work for it. It's kind of like German in that there's a lot of things going on when you're speaking it.
Well,
and I always just
not
wanted
a whole lot.
more than if you're speaking, let's say, Spanish, where it's just mostly just articulation, consonants and vowels. Just and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing.
Being extremely offensive.
No, that was the pattern. I wasn't saying that's what Spanish sounds like. I'm just saying
Okay.
that kind of that kind of ta 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 sound.
Okay.
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 That's a very. And then if you talk like okay, now I'll get offensive. I used to room with a Chinese guy, a good friend of mine. He was from China, and China, the language, at least what he spoke, was very tonal. And so I would listen to it because I love languages and I love accents, and I listen to them, and it's just one of my favorite things. Japanese is very similar to Spanish.
But it's very monotone.
You have to kind of keep it at the same tone,
Right.
But it's very I mean, that kind of that really it's just vowels and consonants. Whereas Chinese is you would hear things like a spring or something.
Yes, now you're getting offensive.
It's not to say something that is real. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. It's tonal. So you hear that they go up and down because that's the tonal part of it.
That's true.
You hear it in Taiwanese.
Yes.
Korean is a lot more like Japanese, where it's just kind of, I think, more just the vowels and consonants.
And then there's two major dialects in China. One is Mandarin, and what's the other one?
I don't remember.
Okay, which one is tonal?
Mongolian. I don't remember.
No, it's not Mongolian.
I kind of think Chinese. All of Chinese is tonal.
No,
Is
some
it not?
of it is not.
Okay.
And they are very different sounding,
Okay.
which I think is funny because they're the same language.
Well, this was tonal, and the weird thing is because this was back in the 80s when I was
Actually,
in
they're
college.
not the same language.
And we shared a room, and so he could, because he had to call his family. They were at a different time zone, so he would be calling his family at like 3 a.m, and I would be trying to sleep, and I would be
Right.
hearing hung, and that I know that early in the morning is one of the most irritating. I don't know how the Chinese do it.
Maybe they don't speak before breakfast.
It could be that. I don't know. But it's beautiful. I mean, in some ways, it's like singing. I mean,
Yes.
if you listen to Asian music or Chinese music, there's a lot of I don't even know what the music instrument is called, but you hear the plucking and stringing and stuff, and it's a lot like that. Sounds a lot like that. That's not being
a sitar.
sitar is more Indian, I think, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't remember. Kyoto, is that it?
Maybe.
Kyoto.
Okay.
That's Japanese, but I think it's the same kind of instrument in a way.
Okay.
So I'm not being offensive.
It's a stringed instrument.
It is in
instrument.
no way offensive. I know I don't speak Chinese, so all I could do is kind of describe the sounds. Is all I'm doing. I'm just describing the sound to me. So.
I have a friend who is Vietnamese.
Yeah.
And he tells me that I'm not going to put his name out, but
Okay.
he does tell me, and it's true that and this is coming from him. He says that he has one of those extremely stereotypical names that you hear that horrible saying in Asian. How Asians name their babies is they throw pots and pans down the
Right.
stairs,
Right.
And his name sounds like that.
Yeah.
So I think and he makes that joke.
Right.
So I'm not making the joke about him. He makes it about himself. But and he's right.
Well,
He's absolutely right.
here in Atlanta, Buford Highway, going down Buford Highway, and Buford Highway is very international anyway, but there's a section of it which is, I mean, just tons and tons of Taiwanese restaurants. What's the other?
What, Vietnamese,
Well, there are
Korean.
There we go. Vietnamese. There's a lot of Korean restaurants, and I think Japanese too, but mostly the Taiwanese. A lot of Taiwanese and Vietnamese restaurants. And so, I mean, it's just a lot of times they just use the the alphabet of their own. So it's like you can't even try to pronounce it.
No, you're just going to go to
That one right there in the middle. That's
Yeah.
what we're going to have. Yeah. So, but it's fun. I really like it. And you know, you can do all kinds. I'm sure they joke about English, and that's fine.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. John Smith.
Yeah. You know me. I love Asian people. I love the Asian culture. My dream, I was telling my wife the other day, I would love to go to, I've always wanted to go to Japan and spend like 2 months just living there.
Yeah.
I
But
wanted-
you would want to go there and spend a longer amount of time, just like our guy that we talked about a couple of
I
episodes
know.
ago.
No, I'm not looking for a wife. I'm not
Okay.
looking for a family. I'm
Okay.
looking, what I would love to do
Right.
is hook up with,
Wait, what?
who's the food dude? Food dude.
Andrew Zimmern?
No, other food dude, tall, gray haired food dude.
No reservations with
Yes.
what's his name?
Why can we not? This is another
Anthony
one of my
Bourdain.
Yes, it's another one of my theories. When you can't remember something, the person who's with you also can't remember it. You get like double mind block.
Yes,
Have you ever noticed
do.
that?
Yes, it's true.
And then a lot of times when one person remembers it, the other person remembered it at the same time. That's weird. Anyway, Anthony Bourdain. I want to go there because he says that he's talking. I think he actually said that Vietnam is like his favorite place for food.
Right.
But he loves Japan, Japanese, and of course I'm vegetarian.
Right.
You know I'm vegetarian.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that?
a couple times.
I'm vegetarian.
Yes.
Japan is not really a vegetarian country.
Not really.
It is much more meat oriented than China. Even China at times is a little more.
But not as much as Korea.
Probably not.
Korea is very meat oriented.
Yeah, Korea is kind of like the Asian country of the West. I wonder how many Koreans are ready to kick my ass right now.
A bunch.
Anyway, they'll do their taekwondo on me. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Some of them do taekwondo. I'm not
Is
saying every
Taekwondo
Asian.
Korean?
Yes,
Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure.
Okay.
If it was Japanese, I would say karate.
Okay. And what
If
if
it
it was Vietnamese?
I don't know what the Vietnam
What if it was
martial
Chinese?
arts is. Chinese.
Kung Fu.
Taekwondo. No, that's the. What did you just say?
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu is the Chinese version.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's right.
You said no.
No, I was saying no to what I was saying, which was
okay.
Taekwondo. But
Okay.
Kung Fu, you're right.
Yes.
And more.
And more.
There's so many martial arts. But anyway, going back to Japan, I want to go to Japan, but I want for 2 months, I want to revoke my vegetarian license, and I want to go to Japan with Anthony Bourdain, and I want to eat fantastic Japanese food. Everything from sushi to Kobe steak to, they don't do a lot of chicken, but chicken too. I would have chicken and pork.
Oh, all the pork.
Just eat. Just pig out in
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
Tokyo, just go and just
eat.
I want to go to those little, they always have these little dives that look like it only seats like 10 people. Mm-hmm. And you go there and you're in like a little hut. It's so cool. The little
I wanna go to that,
pubs, they're so small.
I want to go to that sushi guy.
Yeah, I hope he's not dead.
I think he might be. Yeah,
Yiro.
Hiro.
His son is cool too. I mean, even if Yiro's not around anymore, his son's going to keep that tradition going.
Yeah.
But to have sushi, how much that costs?
It was like $10,000 or $25,000.
If you haven't seen the documentary, what is it called? Yiro Loves Sushi or
Dreams
something like
of
that?
Sushi.
Something like that.
Yiro Dreams of
It's
Sushi.
all about this, and the man is like in his 80s, and he's like the most perfect. He makes the most perfect sushi.
Yes.
And it's about his story of how he made the sushi and his restaurant. It's amazing.
And one of the things is that they have interns, if you will, because sushi chefs have to apprentice.
Yeah, it is. What do they start as apprentice and then go to interns, or interns
Something
and then
like
apprentice
that.
or something?
Something like
They
that.
work their way
But
up.
they're when they first come on, they're not paid.
Right.
But they do have to. It's like for a year, all they get to do is make the rice.
Yes.
And they have to do that a specific way, obviously. Because
That's my level. I'm at the rice level.
Sushi rice is particular.
Yes, it
and
is.
and then they get to maybe do the egg sushi, and that is it. So they're not slicing anything for like 2 years.
And they're so, I won't say mean, but they're so judgmental and particular. And
Oh, yes.
they don't give any slack.
No.
Which is good. I mean, that's how they get the best sushi.
Right. That's how they get to be experts and masters.
Masters. Well, okay. So here's what I want to talk a little bit about that, sort of. Not sushi, but this weekend. Well, first of all, let me ask you, how was your weekend?
How
was your weekend?
It was great. You
Great
know what
weekend?
I did?
You probably laid around the house and did nothing.
No, actually, I did not.
Sorry.
Saturday, I spent the day doing spring cleaning around the house.
Okay, because you were getting over your sickness. You were like,
Right.
having
I didn't want to
clean up.
go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I decided I needed to do something. So I cleaned house all day Saturday. And
Well,
then
that's pretty cool.
Sunday, I went for a 3.5-hour walk.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. And during that walk, I went to Grindhouse and I had an Impossible Burger.
Oh, well, I'm going to talk about that because I had one as well.
You had 2.
I had 2 Impossible Burgers. We're going to talk about the Impossible Burger in just a
Let's
minute.
discuss.
We will discuss it. I just want to make sure I can give you an opportunity to talk about your weekend because you know
That was pretty much it.
this weekend was my birthday weekend.
I know. I didn't
Okay, go-
celebrate with you.
My wife made this weekend because my birthday was on Friday, and my wife made this entire week about me, the entire weekend, which is pretty awesome. So
Yeah, she wouldn't give you a whole week.
no, we did a lot of things which are very interesting. So I think it was my birthday.
Friday.
Womp, womp, womp. I'm trying to remember, but I believe it was Friday night. We went to the Grindhouse, just like you were saying, and I had an Impossible Burger. I had a double.
Okay.
Do you get that? Do
No,
you
I get the single.
I get the double decker with cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I noticed about the Impossible Burger this time.
Okay.
Now, if you don't know what an Impossible Burger is, and we're going to talk about the Impossible Burger in just a few minutes.
It's a plant-based burger that tastes a lot like meat.
I have been eating veggie. I've been a vegetarian since I was 31 and 56. You do the math. I don't want to. Anyway, I've been eating veggie burgers for a long time. I am what you would call a carnivorous vegetarian.
Yes.
Well,
we just talked about this on the last episode.
I grew up eating meat. I love eating meat. I will eat meat. I want to eat meat all the time, but I don't eat meat. So I want my vegetarian food to be very meaty.
and
So
tastes like meat.
I make use of a lot of fake meat products.
Yes.
So fake bacon, all that kind of stuff. Now, one of the things that I knew when I became vegetarian, I was never going to be able to get exactly meat again.
Right.
That's okay. I made that
Right.
decision. But veggie burgers for a long time for me have been like the little soy patties. Mm-hmm. Now those have been pretty close to beef. I mean, they're good. Some of them are really good. Some of them are crap. but
Yeah.
some of them are really, really good. So I only eat the really good ones.
Okay. Only the good ones.
And I think we talked about last week how
You're not going to Red Robin anymore.
cut out their vegetarian burgers. They don't have the meaty burger anymore. They have the grassy burger.
Yes.
Jeez.
You don't want a grass burger.
I don't want I want a meaty burger. I just don't want the death involved. Let's put
Right,
it that way.
right.
Some people don't mind the death. I'm not judging. If you like the death, if you like eating the death, you do you.
Yes, absolutely.
Go eat your death.
We're not saying you can't.
I chose not to. So, but I still like the meat. Anyway, Impossible Burger. Someone somewhere decided to go into the lab and build a burger, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
And they built it out of plant-based.
Products.
Yes. And it is the closest thing to ground beef that I've ever found.
Same here.
It's just total. I mean, the soy patties are just patties. They're like squished down. They're little discs. They're still good.
Yeah.
This is like really like ground beef. Like it's very beefy, and you can grill it, and it's like a big beef patty. So anyway, I got that. What I noticed the first time I had it, which I really liked it, but there was something off about it. There was a little off on the flavor. I couldn't tell what it was, and it was. I just said something's off. So this time, had it again. Something was really off this time.
Really?
Yes, really. And so I was just like, what is that? It's still good, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, maybe like if you wanted to eat French fries and you were eating sweet potato fries.
Totally not cool.
You could still tell the difference in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So even though it sort of was like veggie or beef, it still tasted, there was something weird about it. So
Okay.
I just sort of resigned myself to the fact that's just the way it's going to taste. There's something in it, whatever they make it with. I think I read that they had some beets in it. So maybe the beets taste like, I don't know what it is. But anyway,
All right.
so I was just like, okay, it's always going to have this little off taste. That's okay. So I went somewhere else Sunday night. No. Was it Sunday night?
Yes.
It was Sunday night.
Where did you go?
Went to a place here and watched some live jazz.
Is that at Vankman's?
Yes.
Okay.
We ordered the Impossible Burger. Tried it. No weird taste.
Interesting.
So the weird taste is some kind of sauce or something that they're putting on it, or how they're making it, whatever they're grilling it, like maybe the oil they're using.
Maybe the oil was off.
Spice they're putting on it. I don't know. I will say their fries were a little off too.
Maybe it's the oil
I
then.
think something in their cooking
oil might have
process.
been a little rancid.
Could be. So anyway, so now I'm a little excited because I was like, this is actually, now it really tastes like beef.
Wow. Are you sure they didn't give you beef?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't do it. And here's the weird thing. So, you know, we're going to talk, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Impossible Burger in a few
All right.
minutes, but you can bite into it and it bleeds. That's what they always talk about. I don't know why you need a bleeding burger if it doesn't really bleed, but
Doesn't really need to.
this
in
one
my
does.
opinion.
And so I was eating it and I bit into it, and then I was talking, and then I looked down and there's this pink burger, just like, it's like the old days when I used to eat meat. There it is.
I don't know. I think they gave you beef.
Nope, they gave me the Impossible Burger. It's impossible, by the way,
Clearly.
but I had it.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what I did this weekend. I was very happy. 2 times the Impossible Burger. I gotta say now, I might be sold on it. It might be my favorite burger.
All right.
I don't know that I'm really yet ready to come all the way out and say it, but I think so.
Okay.
It's pretty close.
Cool.
Pretty close.
So what is it made of?
Are we ready to talk about that?
Yeah, let's discuss that.
I have to dig up the stuff. Okay. I did some research because I wanted to know what the heck they're doing at the Impossible. Well, I mean, how do they make this thing?
Right.
Because if you go to, and I meant to write it down, just look up Impossible Burger.
Okay.
And then you can go to their website. There's photos of the burger before it's cooked, and it looks exactly like ground beef.
Okay.
It looks like ground beef patties. Same color, same shape, texture, everything. Okay. These are put together by scientists. So what they said was they're a dedicated team of top scientists, farmers, and chefs. All these people got together around a table. They spent the last 5 years studying how to go from cow to bun. So they looked at everything from the cow to the bun
Right.
to figure out how to
Make a good burger.
simulate this burger.
Okay.
So they identified the methods and the ingredients to naturally recreate everything: the sights, sounds, aroma, texture, and flavors.
Nice. Okay.
All of that they worked up. The result, the impossibly delicious game change of a burger. So they use 0% cows, which we know.
Yes. No cows.
A fraction of the Earth's natural resources. The Impossible Burger, compared to cows, uses 95% less land, 74% less water, and it creates 87% less greenhouse gas emissions
Nice.
until after you eat it.
That's just you.
That's just me. Okay, so this is what's interesting. This is what I found out that I didn't know. Their burgers made from simple, all-natural ingredients such as wheat. Wheat is in there. Coconut oil.
So people who are gluten free can't eat this. This is not gluten-free.
I would say check on it. I don't know.
It's
check on
wheat.
it. I
They
don't,
can't eat it.
I don't know if there's a non-wheat version, but I would
Okay.
say check on that. Make sure. Coconut oil. So if you have a coconut allergy, you can't eat it.
Can't eat it.
And potatoes. And who can't eat potatoes?
Everyone can eat potatoes.
Everybody can. If you can't,
Everyone should eat potatoes.
Yes, that is right. And that's why I think I like it. It's potatoes, right?
Yep.
So what makes the Impossible Burger unlike all others is an ingredient called, I think it's called Heme. Heme. Have you ever heard of that?
Hemi?
Heme.
No.
Heme is a basic building block of life on Earth, including plants, but it's uniquely abundant in meat. So they discovered that Heme is what makes the meat smell, sizzle, bleed, and taste like meat. The Heme.
Where does that come from?
I'm gonna hold on just a second. Consider it the magic ingredient that makes our burger a carnivore's dream. I'm looking to see. Okay, it's not on the page that I printed out, but I did read ahead. It is genetically modified yeast,
Okay.
GMO.
Probably. GMY.
Yeah, genetically modified. So they have genetically modified yeast to make the Heme, and they explain how they do it on their website.
Okay. Okay.
Here's what I want to say. Because, okay, I've been a vegetarian for a long time. Meat eating does not offend me. I ate meat for 31 years. I love meat. Every time I pass by freaking KFC, I want to go get a bucket.
Right.
It doesn't offend me.
Right.
You know? So it's not a big deal. I made this choice. It's a choice I've stuck with. It's a choice that I do my whole life. This is what I do. Mm-hmm. I can have lunch with a meat eater. They can eat a steak. Mm-hmm. Don't care.
When we met, I ate meat.
You ate meat when we first met. That's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I would like to challenge. Now, I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm not an
Activist.
Thank you.
Your brain is not working today, Rick?
I get words confused. I'm not an activist. I'm not trying to get anybody to become a vegetarian. If you want to, fine, do it. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to change it. But I would like to say, if you go somewhere, you need to know what's out there. Try an Impossible Burger. Get it fixed up just like you do your regular burgers. Put
Sure.
cheese, lettuce, tomato,
all
onion.
the things.
Just make a good burger. Mm-hmm. It's thick. It's juicy. It's not going to taste like some weird soy patty.
No, it's not.
Very much the texture of ground beef. You should try it one time just so you could say you did.
I think everybody should try it.
Me
yeah.
too. And it's yummy. I know some people who are not vegetarians that will eat like vegetarian sausage or vegetarian bacon just because they like the taste.
Right.
Or maybe
I
it's
mean,
healthy
I
or
even
something.
know some people who eat meat, all kinds of meat, who will occasionally have a turkey burger.
Sure.
Or turkey bacon because it might be a little healthier. So just look at this as one of those opportunities.
Yeah.
It's a little healthier than your red meat.
Sure.
And
You're not going to become a tree hugger.
No.
You're not going to become a hippie.
No.
It's just good freaking food.
just try it
I
because
would
it's
say
good.
try it.
It's
Yeah.
yummy.
And then
Now-
you could say you did. You can go back to eating your burger. But I would like people to be able to relate to what I'm talking about. And it's exciting for a vegetarian that's been for many years trying to recreate the taste of burger.
meat. Yeah. So
Now, if we can get them to come up with fried chicken, I'll be all right.
let me be a little bit of a devil's advocate.
Do it. I know it's your favorite
because
thing.
I'm very good at it. Excuse me. So, being a devil's advocate, I think
Just
that
a devil.
that too. I am going to point out
Mm-hmm.
that we don't have that many listeners right now, but let's say we had 100,000 listeners.
We're close to that.
At least one of those people
Yeah.
would come back and say, well,
Uh-huh.
yeast is living.
Okay.
Yeast is alive.
Okay. Well, you can't eat anything that doesn't have bacteria on it that's going to be alive. But are you killing it when you're eating it? Are you consuming it? If you're eating an apple, it's alive. That's the thing about, and it's sort of I would say it's something that people think about vegetarians is not true, and that is vegetarians. The whole thing about eating vegetarian is you don't want to eat death. You want to eat live food.
Right.
The cow is dead.
Right.
The chicken is dead.
Right.
When you're eating a salad, you're eating life. You're eating living, something that's actually, because life in your body gives you life.
Right.
Death in your body
Gives you death.
gives you death and gas. And
Lots of gas.
Yeah, and from what I understand, heart attacks. But I don't know.
Right.
That's what I've heard. So you want to eat life. No one eats a live cow. Who does that? If you're a tiger, you do.
Aliens.
If you're Andrew Zimmern, you catch a fish and immediately cut it open and eat it. It's the healthiest way to go.
Apparently.
You eat live food.
That's true.
Eating live food. And I'm the first to tell you, I hate live food. I hate vegetables. I hate salad. I don't want to eat that crap. Give me a chicken. No.
So you're the worst kind of vegetarian.
Totally.
You eat potato chips for dinner.
Totally worse.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's not life.
I've cut back on the potato chips. Potatoes, I will always eat potatoes. But see, again, for the most part, you take a potato, you go to the grocery store and take a potato. You get a potato and bring it home, set it out this is generally speaking. Set it out for a while. What's
it'll
going to
start
happen?
to grow.
It's going to grow
Yeah.
because there's life in it.
Yeah.
You could plant it and get another plant and get potatoes.
Right.
Haven't you seen The Martian?
Several times.
Yeah. So now go buy some beef and take it and put it home. How you're going to get
Something
maggots.
will grow on
You will
it.
grow maggots.
You will grow fuzz. You will grow bacteria.
Yeah.
You will grow
You're not
nastiness
gonna
that
grow
you
a
don't
cow.
want in your body.
You're not going to grow a cow. It's not going
Right.
to happen.
Right.
So, but that's the thing. Vegetarians, we want to eat life, unless we're eating Fritos. I don't think there's life in Fritos.
I mean, you could all. Never mind. I was going to say something about eating life and
Hey, now.
and meat at the same time.
You want to go there. But, okay, so again, this is not preaching. It's just try a different experience. If you go to a restaurant and you see it says Impossible Burger, I just want you to know, because I've eaten your burgers, people. I've eaten those burgers. I know what it's like.
You ate them for years.
Yeah. Now you try a good, and I'm saying good. No one should eat crappy vegetarian food. You know what? Vegetarian food, vegetarian meat, some of the worst stuff I've ever had.
It's true.
It's crappy.
It's true.
No one should eat that crap.
No.
But
Some of it's quite good.
there's some good stuff. So
Yeah.
eat the good stuff only. And then if not, eat whatever you want to eat. But you should try it sometimes. Okay.
Just to try it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not trying to convince anybody. Just want to say I had a good burger this weekend.
I'm glad.
Very happy. And I'm going to do that again. So the Porter, we go to the Porter sometimes here in Atlanta.
Right.
Which is a great place.
Right.
They have an Impossible Burger.
The Porter has the Impossible Burger?
You remember when we were there with Doug in a pub?
Yes.
And we were going to order it, and they were out of it that night.
I don't remember that. I hadn't had one up to that point yet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
It's coming around everywhere. I can't wait. I want to try theirs. I just want to see what the difference is. But the one that I had the other night was so far the best one. It might have been a little crispy. It might have been a little overcooked, but it was still good.
Cool. Very cool.
So, squeeze me. I was thinking about food combinations. Because here we have vegetarian burger, beef.
Yes.
Is there a such thing as vegetarian beef?
No, there's a vegetarian burger patty. That's
tastes
not
a
made
lot
out of
like
beef. Yes.
So it just got me started thinking about food combinations and weird stuff. Because a lot of people, like I have people in my family, my mother will not eat. She doesn't want to eat vegetarian food. She thinks there's something wrong with it. It's like, no, it tastes good. Mm-hmm. Eat it. It's good.
She won't even try it.
Some people will not eat vegetarian food just because they think it's going to taste weird or there's something wrong with it. But so I started thinking about foods that might be kind of strange.
Yeah.
Might be a little weird.
Okay.
So here's something, and I've been wanting to talk about this for several weeks. Something I read about recently.
Okay.
Mushroom coffee. Have you heard about this?
Only from you.
I haven't tried it yet, but I've been reading about it, and it's going to be the next big wave. And apparently, it's extremely healthy for you to the point where it actually, they say, some of the studies have shown that it will reduce a chance of cancer.
Okay.
They say you can't really taste the mushrooms that much, but it does
I imagine it gives it an earthy flavor.
a little bit. That cuts back on some of the bite. They say it makes the coffee really smooth.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing is it cuts out a lot of the caffeine. So you get a lot of energy and you don't have to have the caffeine.
Okay, because caffeine can be bad for you.
It can be bad for you, but everything I'm reading about mushroom coffee is they're saying that it is almost like medicine, that it's going to be really, really good.
Wow.
It's not widely available yet. I think Whole Foods might have some of it. You can get it on Amazon. Do a Google search for mushroom coffee
Okay.
and read some stuff about it because it's really interesting.
Have you ordered any?
Not yet. I want to go there and see if I can put, because they say Whole Foods have some, so I might be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
But if it tastes like mushrooms in my coffee, I don't want it. And
Yeah.
I've heard that it doesn't. So they actually say you can't even taste the mushroom flavor, but it just mellows out the coffee, which is fine with me because I love mellow coffee.
Okay. So that's interesting. I'd like to try that too.
Yeah. And it's healing.
Yeah, it's good
Cut
for
back
you.
on your heart disease.
I
problems,
don't have
possibly,
heart disease.
Maybe.
I don't think I have. Are you telling me I have heart disease? Mm-mm. Oh, okay.
I'm no doctor. I
Did
play
you
one on
ever
TV.
like chicory in your coffee?
No, I think I had that one time and I just didn't like it.
Okay. I was just curious because I've never had it.
It didn't taste like coffee to me.
What did it taste like?
I can't remember.
Probably chicory.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
Whatever the hell
I
that
just remember.
tastes
I remember. Is that what I'm? Yeah, chicory root. That's it. I didn't care for it.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've had it, though.
Well, like I said, I did go and get me an Impossible Burger.
What did you think?
I love them. I've had like
Me too.
4 of them in the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks. But I went alone
Oh,
because I go everywhere alone because I'm single. And
you should get a double. With cheese.
I wouldn't need another one of me, that's for sure. But I was thinking I might need someone else with me
Oh, okay.
occasionally.
Is this a solicitation? Are you making a plea to our listeners?
No,
to
no,
come
no,
with
no.
you and get an Impossible Burger?
No. I'm a horrible at meeting people.
Oh,
Like I posted this meme on my page the other day that basically said I figured out why I'm single.
Yeah.
It's because apparently you have to go outside and let people see you.
Right. That it does help.
That's
It
the
doesn't
thing.
always, though. I mean, if you're doing some online dating,
Right.
you don't always have to go out.
Well, I thought that same thing. So I went ahead and I was like, okay, I'm going to join Match.com.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you do it?
No. Because I got into Match.com and I entered just the basic information to where you can just see some pictures
Yeah,
of
and you
people.
don't. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
But you
I
can't
just,
communicate with them
right,
unless you pay.
right. And I freaked the fuck out.
A lot of penises.
No penises.
There was I did, and I mean, when I was online dating,
Yeah.
there's it wasn't Match.com, but there is a website that lets you patrol the pictures. So what happens is you spend some time, and they'll just give you picture, and if there's like somebody's doing something they shouldn't be doing in the picture,
Right.
you
Tag it or
yes,
something?
You let
Okay.
them know.
There's a penis in this picture.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you would be surprised how many dudes have
Do it
penises
anyway.
in their pictures.
That's interesting.
But it isn't that interesting. When
Because
you see
I'll be
it.
honest with you, that's not the first thing I look for in a man.
I don't know that men know that,
The penis is not the very first thing I look for in a man.
but it might be the first thing you see. So
It very well could be. However, in my experience on Match.com, I did not see any penises.
no peni.
Nope.
Okay.
But I had like an anxiety attack because I started looking at faces of people and I was just like, I don't know. This is not how this is done. This is not how it's done.
It is how it's done now.
It's not how it's done.
Are you looking at dudes or dudettes?
In this instance, I was looking at men.
Just looking at the dudes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just felt so awkward to me. I just couldn't. It was just so awkward. So I just stopped.
But you're just in your house. No one sees you. You're just in your house looking. It shouldn't be awkward because you could swipe left or right. Well, I don't even know. I haven't done Tinder, but you could get rid of them.
I don't know how to
Go
do Tinder either,
delete.
and I don't want to know.
I think Tinder's just for
Like
getting
20
laid.
somethings.
Isn't
Yeah.
it? It's just that's the whole purpose is just so you can get
For
laid.
Tinder,
right?
yeah.
I think
some
so.
people use it as an actual dating site,
How? Okay.
but I
Maybe.
think mostly it's just to hook up.
Yeah.
Like Grindr is.
To hook up.
Yeah, I think Grindr is mostly for men.
They make a great burger. No, that's Grindhouse.
No, that's Grindhouse. But anyway, so I stopped looking at Match.com and I went to something I was more comfortable with, which I started looking up like violent crime. Because
You don't want those in the same location.
no, you don't.
You know,
And-
they have,
and
okay, so they have ChristianMingle.com.
Yes.
They have dating farmers thing.
Yeah,
you know,
only farmers.
And rich people. They have one for people over 50, Our Time, or something like that.
Yes, I'm getting there.
They should have one for people who love violent crime.
I think so too, but not.
Slash-
But don't actually want to commit violent crimes.
Heartslash.com.
We should start that.
Love slash.
We should start that. For
Bleeding
people.
Heart. Bleedingheart.com.
That's it. No, because that would just be a bunch of hippies.
For people who can you imagine the weirdos on that one?
Oh God.
Oh my goodness. So you decided to look up crime?
Well, I
death?
just started looking at other articles, and I was attracted, of course, to the violent crime articles that I was seeing
course.
because that, to me, is just so much more interesting than looking at people's faces who want to
Oh.
date other people.
All right.
And it made me very anxious.
Violent crime. So wait a minute. Are these specific crimes you're looking at, or
Nope.
is it just generally looking at violent crimes?
Just general violent crimes.
I don't know anybody that's just like, you know what? None of these men look dateable. I need to look at some murder.
That's me.
I don't know anybody who does that. Maybe that's why you can't find anybody.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out. It's not a judgment. I'm just saying maybe could be it.
It's not like I want to commit these crimes.
So really, it's like watching ID channel kind of.
Yeah, I just went to my happy place.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
So I don't have the numbers in front of me, which I thought I did, and I forgot them.
Oh.
But I did find
Just make
basically.
them up. No one
I'm
knows.
going to get close.
Yeah.
Basically, what they did is they rated like the most violent city in every state.
Rated.
Like,
The
they
most
were
violent?
rated.
Okay.
Yeah, and I found that the most violent city in Georgia is Atlanta.
That doesn't surprise me.
I think it's also the biggest city in Georgia. I don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
But it is the most populated, maybe.
Sure.
So
Well, it's not as bad as it used to be. I mean, there was a time, I would say 10 to 20 years ago, I mean, it was almost like Detroit, like
Right.
murder capital.
Right.
A lot of stuff.
But this will get you is that Detroit is not the most violent city in Michigan.
Flint, everybody's fighting over water.
Lansing.
What?
I'm shit you not. Lansing is
You
the
could
most.
shit me because I don't believe that. Lansing.
I would never shit my favorite turd.
Lansing?
Lansing,
Michigan.
Michigan is more violent than Detroit and more violent than Flint.
Okay.
Basically, they gave
I
you
know nothing about Lansing, but I can't imagine
they
that.
gave you a percentage of violent crime per 10,000 people, right? So it was like I'll tell you what Atlanta was. Atlanta was right somewhere in the middle, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't towards the top. It wasn't towards the bottom. It was right about in the middle. And it was 48.5 violent crimes per 10,000 people, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So within 10,000 people, 50 of them were going to have some kind of violent crime happen to them, if that makes sense.
Well, just like every city, I think there's a certain part of Atlanta, a certain
Areas.
geographical location in Atlanta where a lot of the crime happens. I feel like I want to say it's like southwest or west. Almost every time in the west side, and I don't know what's out in that area. I don't know. I just hear about it, so I don't know how. Maybe I shouldn't go out there. I don't know, but I mean, there's violent crime in my backyard. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, there's violent crime. There's more violent crime in Midtown than there is here. There's more violent crime, in certain areas than there is in other areas. It just depends on the population. It depends on what's around there, the types of businesses, the lighting.
Yeah.
The how busy is it? If it's a secluded place, it's probably more likely to have some violent crime. I don't know, but I will tell you that Alaska had a higher percentage of violent crime. Anchorage, Alaska.
You used to tell me that.
Had a higher percentage of violent crime than Atlanta, Georgia.
You used to tell me there was a lot of crap there.
There is-
Like people disappear.
People will just disappear.
You just don't know what happened to them.
Right. They're just gone. It's a really easy
God.
place to disappear.
Wow.
But rape is huge in Anchorage, Alaska.
Now, okay, I don't know why. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's a large homeless community up there, but there's a larger homeless community here. So I can't use that as a reason.
Yeah.
There's a lot more seclusion up there. So maybe that has something to do. There's also a lot less to actually do up there.
Okay, here's my theory too about Alaska. And I could be totally wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
So I feel like Alaska is made up, and it's sort of changing a little bit, but you got the natives, the people who are born, raised generations in Alaska. So they're there.
Right.
Then you have the people who moved to Alaska
And
on
that's a
purpose.
lot of people.
They made a decision to do it.
For work or whatever.
Sometimes it's work, and that's one thing. But
lot of
but
times
also, a lot of people are just like, I want to get away. I'm tired of living for the man. I'm tired of living for corporate. I'm tired of living with these rules. I want to be free to do what I want to do, and I want to have my own land, my own house. I want to be my own king in my own kingdom.
Master of my own domain.
And that means I want to take advantage of other people sometimes. I think that maybe some of those people who have that thought and have those feelings also feel like they can just do whatever the hell they want to do. And that means violating other people.
Sometimes.
That's my theory.
You're
My total uneducated theory.
I will be honest with you. There's something I know from living in Alaska for 20 years. Now, I'm not an expert, but I did live there. And I did a lot there. I will tell you that when I went out into more secluded areas of nature, especially areas where the only way in and out was to be flown, meaning no roads to these places.
Right.
When I had my guns with me, which I always did, it was not because of wildlife. Let me just put it that way.
Right.
It's because of the people that you can sometimes run into
Yeah.
in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And when you run into those people, they're in the middle of nowhere because they don't want to run into you.
Or they do, but they in the middle of nowhere, no one can hear you scream.
There's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
So
are scary people.
So I kept those weapons for protection from other humans.
Sure.
More than I did for wildlife.
Can't blame you.
I mean, I did carry a 45. At one point, that was one of my guns, and I will tell you that I probably could have, had I shot properly, stopped a bear with a 45.
Yeah.
But it's not likely,
Yeah.
especially not a grizzly.
Piss them off.
Just piss them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they might get pissed off enough to run somewhere else.
Maybe. But anyways, while I was looking at all these violent crime numbers, I did happen to notice that the lowest one on the scale was the most violent city in Hawaii, which was Honolulu, which I've heard
Okay.
has the most violent crime. And it was down like less than 20 per 10,000 people.
I don't know. If you're watching, didn't Dog the Bounty Hunter happen in Honolulu?
He did? Well,
he
in
was
Hawaii.
Like, he was like arresting people all the time.
Well, there's always going to be people that need to be arrested, but it's not necessarily because of a violent crime.
Maybe.
It could be
A
because
lot of
of
drugs, though.
drugs,
Yeah.
embezzlement, and
Meth.
those are not considered violent crimes. Violent crimes are obvious, rape, murder, assault, things like that.
What the hell's going on if you're in Honolulu and you're like, I need to get on drugs? Like, you're in Honolulu.
You're in Hawaii.
Go to the beach and hang out.
Thank you.
Have
That
a
is
Mai Tai.
drug in itself.
That's the only drug you need right there.
I agree. Now, I will tell you I'm trying to remember what the highest was. I want to say, I can't remember, but it was something you wouldn't think that it would be.
Now, I remember when I lived in Chattanooga, they released this thing. It was like the most violent neighborhoods in the country, and they would pinpoint the neighborhoods that were the most violent, and it was like number 7 out of 10 in the country was Chattanooga, and it was like, this is the most violent neighborhood. And here's where they pinpointed. You know where the Pickle Barrel is?
Yeah.
You go up that road beside the Pickle Barrel, going up toward the Chattanooga Times back there.
Yeah.
There was right back in there.
Right there. And we worked over there.
There's nothing back there.
There's nothing there.
There's not even a neighborhood. There's not much violence at all. And I remember people were like, what is that about?
Unless that's like a body dump site or something.
It's nothing. Nothing happens. It's in the
That's
middle of
so
downtown.
weird.
It's just like there might be a dumpster there.
Well, this study that I read about the city in Tennessee, since we're talking about Chattanooga,
Right.
was Memphis.
Memphis, yeah.
Highest rate of violent crime in Tennessee.
I think that might see that. I've been to Memphis a couple
Birmingham
times.
in Alabama was the highest.
Yeah, okay.
Providence in Rhode Island.
Really?
Yep. Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh man, who's doing violence other than those two guys in the movie?
They're
Who's
dead.
doing violence in Fargo?
I know, right?
What do you got to do in Fargo?
Well, nothing else. That's
I don't
why.
know. Have you ever been to Rhode Island?
I've not.
I don't know what I can't imagine. Rhode Island's like the size of my living room. Who's doing violence in Rhode Island? I mean,
Well,
it
whoever
just
they
seems
are,
like-
they're busy, clearly.
I feel like everybody in Rhode Island is rich. Is that not true?
It's not true at all.
I don't know
It's
anything
not
about Rhode
anywhere
Island.
near true.
Oh, I need to find out more about.
Maybe
geography.
everybody on Nantucket is rich.
There once was a woman from Nantucket. No, never mind. Anyway, so okay, well, that the whole violent crime and dating thing concerns me. I feel like we need to have a longer talk about this. Maybe we do this on a different show. I think maybe you're taking a different, the wrong approach to dating. I kind of feel like maybe some of our listeners can give you some advice on what you should be doing.
That you want them to give me dating advice.
I do feel like maybe they might know some things. So I mean, I could give you some advice on online dating. I met my wife on
I don't even know
online.
if I want to go that route, though. I had such anxiety from looking at Match.com for like 5 minutes.
I recognize that. I can get that. But okay, so that's why I'm saying maybe they need to give you some advice. So if maybe listeners, if you have some dating advice for Sherry, send it to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. We will put it on the air. I will read it to her so we can kind of help. We won't tell, if you want to reveal anything personal, we won't tell your name, I don't want her to be mad at anybody, but yeah, give her some advice, help her out. How is she supposed to meet a dude or whatever she wants to meet. I
Or
don't
a
know.
woman. I mean,
Dude or
I'm open
dudette,
to either.
It doesn't matter. How is she supposed to do it? What is she supposed to do at, well, can we say you're middle-aged? You're early middle-aged.
Early 40s.
An early middle-aged woman
Yeah.
in a big city in the
Yeah.
South.
And I don't
You're not-
act middle-aged.
you're
I don't know
not-
what that even means.
You're not religious. You couldn't meet people at church, really.
No, I don't
You-
attend anything like that.
You like gaming. You really kind of like nerdy things, don't you? I mean, you like movies.
I like gaming. I like trivia.
Like movies?
I like
You're a movie person.
movies, yeah. I like.
You like cats. You like animals.
Cat. I love animals.
You like Renaissance fairs. That would be a good date. Go on the Renaissance fair, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
You like brew. You like beer.
I like.
You
beer.
like art. You would go to the art museum.
Absolutely.
You listen to live music. You're into
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, I like to cook. I like to be
Things-
cooked for.
Yeah, things that everybody likes. So, yeah, if you have any advice on how to meet someone, anyone, we'll take anyone at this point.
Even if it's just a friend, I need friends.
Send your tips to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com, and we'll see if we'll see if it works. We'll put them to the test. I feel like we need to do like the dating game.
Okay,
We
so
need
I
to bring
feel like
some
what's going to
people we like
happen
to,
here
like-
is no one's going to respond.
Everybody's like, I'm not
We're
touching
just going to
that.
drop it.
Right,
and
I'm not
then
touching that.
It'll be next year before we bring it up again, and I'll still be single.
Yeah.
And alone, and
I might have some advice next week. We'll see.
All
We'll see.
right.
I might offer a little bit of advice.
I could use some. I'm not sure I want yours.
I think you should take mine.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay, so here's something I wanted to do before we stop the show.
oh, we're going back to food now.
Well,
Great.
yeah, I've got some food things because we were talking about weird food combinations.
Yeah, yeah.
Because of the veggie burger and
Mushroom coffee.
So here's what I found this online. These are recipes. Now I'm not going to read the recipes. If any of these sound good to you, just look them up online.
Okay.
just type it in and you will find the recipe.
There's this thing called Google.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these. These are like titles of recipes, and I want you to tell me if you would eat this. If
Okay.
this sounds delicious to you.
Okay.
So what it is weird combinations of foods that actually make a different food that apparently is supposed to be good.
All right, let's hear it.
First one, mashed potato crusted fish.
Oh, yeah, I've had that. I love that.
I mean, that just sounds good.
Yeah.
That's one of those that I would eat.
Halibut
Except the fish
encrusted
one.
with mashed potatoes and Parmesan.
Yeah.
What?
Man. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, zucchini brownies.
I've had them, and they're very good.
You've had zucchini brownies.
I have. And my mother used to make zucchini bread all the time.
Now, I've had zucchini bread before.
And she made it sweet.
You can put pot in brownies. We've talked about that on the show.
And those are great.
I don't know. I have never had any of that. But
Okay.
zucchini in the brownie, it doesn't make the brownies taste weird.
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
It tastes good.
If you think about it, chocolate is such a strong flavor that the zucchini gets lost.
The quote on this says, "These are the moistest brownies I've ever made." No
And
one
I can see
believed that
that.
there was zucchini in them until I showed them the recipe.
Yeah, and zucchini has that. I mean, it will definitely bring some moisture to your baked goods.
It's full of moisture. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Meatballs with fennel. You wouldn't eat meatballs, but I mean, let's just say that you eat
I've had meat that was seasoned with fennel before. Yeah, absolutely.
kind of Swedish meatballs, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That doesn't seem like a stretch.
No, Swedish
Oh.
meatballs are.
Here we go. Coleslaw with fresh apples.
I hate coleslaw.
Uh-huh.
But I have had different salads like that, cabbage
Yep.
salads and whatnot, that had fruit in them. So it's not a stretch for me.
I like coleslaw. I prefer it not to be sweet. I'm from the
My
South,
mom
so I
used
gotta have
to make this thing, and I'm sure you've had it because it's kind of a Southern dish, I think. It was like carrot and raisin salad.
Yeah, I hate that.
That
but
also had
yeah. Mm-hmm.
that kind of slaw
Yep.
dressing. Yeah.
That's like fruit slaw.
Yeah, yeah.
Coleslaw with fresh apples. I love fresh apples. I love coleslaw, but I would not like them together.
And
So
then
I would not
another
eat
one that falls under that same category is like chicken salad with grapes.
No.
Yeah.
I would never put fruit with meat. I've never understood when people do pineapple with ham. I want to slap them. You shouldn't do that.
Well, I don't think you should put fruit on pizza.
Yeah.
I just don't.
No.
No.
Fruit belongs in a category by itself. Don't mix it with your main course. This
See,
is
but
my
that's so
advice to you.
wrong. I've had a filet when I
Okay.
ate meat that was sitting in a bed of gorgonzola and fig, and I will tell you what, I think of that meal to this day when I want to be happy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, wait till you hear this next one.
Okay.
Chocolate cake with sauerkraut.
No. Nope.
This says the sauerkraut makes the cake moist and delicious. If you don't tell anybody what's inside, they will never know. I have a hard time believing that. How do you hide the vinegar taste?
That's what I'm thinking, because sauerkraut, I like really sour sauerkraut.
It's just sauerkraut is sauerkraut. How do
Yeah.
you put that in a cake?
I don't know. That's just silly.
I got to try it, though.
No,
I
you
have
don't.
to try
No,
it.
you don't.
I think next time we have cake, we're going to have some sauerkraut
No.
cake for you.
No.
All right, pudding with avocado.
Absolutely.
Pudding-cado.
I've seen
Pudcod.
several recipes using avocado in place of other ingredients for baked goods or for sweets. Reason being is that avocado is such a mild flavor.
Yeah.
And again, chocolate is a very strong flavor that it just wipes out the avocado completely. But avocado has the mixture and texture and properties needed for good baked goods. Like avocado is a great base for ice cream.
It's very grassy tasting, though. How do you get rid of that grassy taste in pudding?
Chocolate.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
It just says pudding. It doesn't even say chocolate. It could be like vanilla pudding with
Once
avocado.
again, vanilla is probably stronger than avocado.
I don't know.
You don't know because you never
It says
tried.
only the scent of avocado revealed the secret ingredient. So it smells like pudding that smells like avocado.
That might mess with the taste of it.
Don't know.
Because smell is 90% of taste.
Or here's what I know you wouldn't eat as now, but maybe like, let's say in the past, if you had seen this, maybe would you eat pot roast with ginger snaps?
Absolutely not. That's disgusting. That sounds horrible.
It does sound really pretty
Pot
bad.
roast is only good with garlic.
Yeah, or pot. Chocolate truffles with mashed potatoes. I would eat mashed potatoes with doo-doo. I mean, you can't. How do you mess up mashed potatoes?
It's really hard to mess up mashed potatoes.
Chocolate truffles. I wouldn't really want mashed potatoes in my chocolate, but
The only way to mess up mashed potatoes is to put something sweet like chocolate truffles on it.
well, that's true. But I would still eat it. I would still eat it. I've dropped mashed potatoes on the floor and eaten it.
Do you know what
I
that
have
reminds me
hair.
of?
I don't care.
Like, for instance, I love good grits, right?
Sure.
What do you put in your grits?
Nothing. I will put butter, but I do like cheese grits, so sometimes cheese.
Okay. If I have just plain grits,
Uh-huh.
butter and salt.
Yeah, we'll put a little salt in there.
There are people out there who put butter and sugar
My parents.
on their grits.
My parents.
There's something wrong with that.
I don't put sugar on my
There's
grits.
something really wrong with that.
Grits are liquid cornbread, and you do not put
Sweet anything.
sugar in cornbread. You
you
don't
don't.
do it. And
Nope.
if you're listening on to this podcast and you
Nope.
put sugar in cornbread, you need to get some therapy because you just don't do it.
I agree. You
I
need,
had to teach my wife.
yeah. Don't
not
put
do
sugar
it.
in that shit.
She's from Minnesota.
Oh,
She put sugar in her cornbread.
they put sugar on everything,
Yeah. She would do it if I wasn't looking. She would do
and
it.
she'd try and get it past you.
No, she knows she can't do that.
Okay.
But she would make some. All right. This is a no-brainer. Brownies with pudding mix?
Duh.
Yeah. I would eat that before you even make it. I would just lick the bowl.
Brownies with butterscotch pudding mix. Fuck.
I'm so hungry.
Me too.
All right. Chocolate muffins with rum.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts getting to the point where it's just like, just say yes. Cheese in the middle, hamburgers.
Cheese-
Hamburger with melted cheese in the middle of it. Who even needs to think about that? You just eat it. You
Now-
stick it in your mouth.
The way you eat mashed potatoes with anything and everything, that's
Yeah.
how I eat cheese.
Well, I would eat mashed potatoes with cheese.
I would eat cheese with butts.
Butt potato cheese.
Butt cheese.
Butt cheese potatoes. Brownies. Okay. I have a dilemma about this one. Brownies with maple and bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't eat bacon now, but I can imagine I would do that. I would do
Bacon
that. I bet it would be good.
Bacon donut.
Sweet, and even though I don't like, I just got finished saying sweet and meat don't mix, but I think
That's
in this
one
case,
meat
yeah,
that
which
you
is-
can do sweet with.
But the meat is like sprinkled, so it's like the meat is accenting the sweet, not the other way around. And the bacon being salty, which is going to be perfect. It's like salted pretzels that are dipped in chocolate. It's kind of like
chocolate
that.
covered bacon.
Yeah.
was great. Another thing that was great when I ate bacon, and that's one thing that I know I will never taste again.
Right.
Is bacon, because
Yeah.
they cannot do
You the veggie
vegetarian
bacon- no, there's no-
You're
that
never
doesn't
going to taste
exist.
bacon again if you stop eating.
Yeah,
it.
that doesn't exist.
It's just not going to happen until they start cloning meat.
Then that might happen. That is happening.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
So, but another thing, I used to eat my bacon like if somebody had the gall to put pancakes or waffles on my plate, which is disgusting. They had better put some bacon on there with it, and I would just cover my bacon in maple syrup.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Chicken and waffles is a big thing, and you don't like chicken either, but you don't like waffles.
I don't like waffles or chicken, so I'll
that
pass.
away from you.
I'll pass.
Ginger snaps with lemon juice. Sure.
That would be interesting. Lemon and ginger go together.
I would eat that.
Sure.
This one just makes me laugh. Pumpkin pie with tofu.
Well, if the pumpkin pie is made with a tofu base,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, I love tofu. I love fried tofu. I like tofu and things. But
I've seen cheesecake made with tofu.
yeah. I mean, I think it would be good. I don't even know that you would be able to tell that it's in there.
Well, you can't even taste pumpkin unless you put spices in it.
Right.
Pumpkin has so little flavor, just like tofu.
Pumpkin is zucchini, basically.
It is. It's a squash.
Cream of chicken soup and fried chicken. Yeah. Okay.
Duh.
What is that?
My grandmother made that.
Cookies with mashed sweet potato.
Absolutely not. Fuck you. I hate sweet potato.
Well, sweet potato is one of my least favorite foods in the world. I hate it. But here's the thing: if I did eat sweet potato, I would use it as a dip with cookies. I would get sweet potatoes with brown sugar and dip the cookies in there.
I don't want to know you anymore.
I'm not going to eat it now, but I'm just saying I would do that. I think if I was a sweet potato eater, and I'm not. I'm not.
It's gross.
All right, this one just go ahead and say yes. Brownies with Irish cream liqueur. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Fried halibut.
Yes. I
with-
say yes.
with mayo and mustard batter.
I've done it.
Sure. Why not? Chocolate chip cookies with cayenne.
Yes. I love the
Man.
chili chocolate flavor.
That's
Combination?
foreplay for my wife right there.
There was a restaurant in Anchorage
I
that
don't think any
made
people need to know that.
this. No, they really don't. That made this amazing dessert, and what it was a ancho chili and chocolate brownie topped with cinnamon ice cream.
Oh, that's just too good. Yeah.
That's just sex
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
All right, now we're getting into Elvisville here. Chocolate cake with mayonnaise.
No.
That's an Elvis food. Brownies with sweet potato. We've already covered pretty much that.
Yeah,
I think
that's a
we
no.
both decided we would not do that. Cake with tomato soup.
Now, are these just recipes where they're using like the mayonnaise as a base? Because now that I go back a couple where you said chocolate cake with mayonnaise, if they're just using the mayonnaise in the ingredients,
I think they are, yes.
mayonnaise is basically just oil,
An egg.
an egg,
Yeah.
which you're going
You
to
need
put in
that
there
anyway.
anyways.
Yeah.
But
But it
it's
also has
also
a
got
weird-
lemon juice.
Yeah,
in
it's got a
it.
little bit of a tang, but still, cakes have lemon.
Sure.
Well, this is cake. Here, the next one, cake with tomato soup.
That doesn't sound right.
How do you put tomato soup in cake and make it taste good?
I'm not sure.
It says this cake has a nice fruity flavor. Only the color of the cake makes the tomato noticeable.
I love tomato soup. I'm not sure I would eat it with chocolate.
Well, if you want to try it, just do a Google cake with tomato soup and you'll go to this recipe. All right.
Okay.
This again, garlic bread with Greek seasoning. Sure,
Fuck
why
yeah.
not? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm saying the F word a lot. I'll stop.
Meatloaf with French fried onions. Isn't that how everyone makes meatloaf?
Yeah.
French fried onions? What's
Yeah.
weird about that?
Nothing.
Beef stew with Italian dressing. I like beef stew, but if Italians want to get dressed, they can do it in a different room.
I will tell you
Ba-dum-bum.
that making sauces like spaghetti sauce and whatnot, I have in the past used Italian dressing
Oh, yeah?
in my sauce.
Yeah, that's not
So
bad.
that's not weird.
Here's a little bit about you. We got to speed up this podcast. Tomato bisque with sherry wine.
I don't whine all the time.
I love sherry wine.
I know you do.
Not about you. Tomato bisque. I'm not a big fan of tomato bisque.
I am.
I think I would try them together though.
Absolutely.
And then finally, a big hell no from me. Curried cauliflower soup with apple.
No. No.
I wouldn't do that.
Curried
Again,
cauliflower? Yes. Apple?
curried
Yes.
cauliflower is
Together?
delicious.
No.
Apple is delicious. Do not put apple in your soup, or I
your
will call the
cauliflower.
police. I will call the police. All right, that's the end. If you like any of those recipes, just search for them on Google. You will go to the website. We might post the website on our page.
Maybe.
If we can. We got to hurry up with this podcast.
Yeah, I have a report I'm supposed to be getting out about 45 minutes ago.
We got to do our summer playlist songs really, really quick.
Oh, yes.
Let's
Okay.
do them really quick.
You want to hear mine?
I want to hear yours.
Okay.
And let me write yours down to make sure.
I have one.
We have some guests. Some of our listeners have submitted too. So
Yes. I have one that I can
One.
remember.
okay.
American Girl by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh, Tom, man.
Yep.
Tom is gone. American Girl. That's a great
That's
summer
a
song
great
by
song.
Tom.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Should I do it or you got another one?
Go.
Mine, and this has nothing to do with you. I'm just telling you right now. It has
All right.
nothing to do with you.
Okay.
This song is called Sherry Darling
Uh-huh.
by Bruce Springsteen.
Didn't you already do that one?
I did not. I talked to you about it. I told you I was going to do it.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't done it yet. But here's the deal. This song,
Is not about me.
well, it's not about you. Once I hear this song, I cannot get it out of my head. It will be in my head for weeks. I will wake up in the middle of the night and that song will be in my head. It will not come out of my head. So I can't play it. I can't listen to it unless I want to hear it for the next.
For the next few months.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I have to be really careful. But that is such a, it's summer.
Yeah.
Great summer song.
That's a
I mean,
pretty great song.
it's hard to narrow down any Bruce Springsteen song. Any of them almost can be a great summer song. But that's my pick for this.
Let's hear our guest submissions.
Is that all yours?
I think we've submitted enough.
Okay. Guests have picked some.
Okay.
Cynthia,
Yes.
one of our regular listeners, communicates with us fairly reasonably. She is reasonably communicating.
She's
Regularly, I'm trying to say.
Yes.
I think I had a stroke before
I
the show.
think you did.
And in fact, I did. I can't believe no one has suggested any Jimmy Buffett songs.
I was going to, but then I saw your submission.
So she did Margaritaville.
That's the one I was going to submit.
I mean, how summer is that?
Very.
And then Knee Deep by the Zac Brown Band.
I will offer a suggestion,
Okay.
an addition, if you will, because those are great songs.
Yeah.
How about Cheeseburger in Paradise?
How about Impossible Burger in Paradise?
Let's do that. It still can have cheese on it, can't it?
Stuffed with cheese, yeah. Well, you've already had yours, so you can do another one. Now,
All right.
maybe in the next week or two, you can do another Jimmy Buffett. But we're
Okay.
going to do Margaritaville today, which is very, very summer.
Yes.
The whole song is about summer. Well,
Actually,
Jimmy
it's about
Buffett-
margarita.
Jimmy
but yeah.
Buffett is like Dr. Summer. And then Knee Deep by Zac Brown Band. I do know the band. I don't know the song. I'll
Okay.
have to do some research on that.
Okay.
Okay. We got another submission by Mike. Now, Mike decided, Mike went overboard. Mike named every song ever written.
And we're not going to read all those. We're not even going to submit all those.
I believe he's listed. I feel bad because he's listed 100, easily 100 songs here.
But I
so
thought
you
we
had to
already
type all
kind
of these out.
made it clear that we just want 4 or 5 submissions.
4 or 5 submissions, but I will say to Mike, each week he can submit another 4 or 5.
There
so
you
he
go.
can divide these up.
Sure.
Because there's some cool songs on here. He actually has Margaritaville on here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But then again, he has every song in the world.
So, Mike,
that's
thank
been
you for
written
sitting down
right
and
here.
drinking that fifth of Jim while you wrote out every song ever written. But we're only going to read 5 today.
Yeah, and I would suggest you resubmit because some of these are pretty cool. But we'll give you, these are the top. These are the first 5.
And
We'll
next
pick
time you
those.
can just copy paste. You don't have to type
That's
them
what
out.
I would do. All right, first 5. Dream On, Aerosmith.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
That just reminds me of high school.
Same here.
House of the Rising Sun by the Animals.
That's a great song.
That's also a Door song, isn't it? The Animals, House of the Rising Sun. Right? Am I right about that? Who Let the Dogs Out?
Who
Oof.
did let the
Oof,
dogs
oof,
out?
Oof.
We never did discover who actually let them out.
I don't really appreciate the Baja Men asking the question and then not answering it. They never told us who did it.
They never did.
Our-
Well, they didn't know. That's why they were asking.
Yeah, no one came up and
No
answered
one,
it. As
yeah.
far as I know, there might be an answer out there.
It's too late.
We need to Google it.
We'll never
okay.
know.
One of our favorite bands, Bare Naked Ladies, One Week.
Great song.
Great song.
Yes.
That's a song you really kind of need to put in your car. You need to have like a lot of people in the car playing that song,
Trying
and
to sing
everyone
it
trying to sing it at the
At
same
the same
time.
time. That's a lot of fun.
That's fun, especially, well, you don't want to drink and drive.
No.
But pull over and drink and then sing that song. And then finally, Hook by Blues Travelers, which is a great song.
Yes.
And then a gazillion other songs from Mike, which we won't go into right now. But thank you, Mike. And there we go. So that's very cool. We got a lot of submissions. Now, what we're doing, you might notice, is we're posting one song every day of
Video.
our playlist. The video of the song.
Right.
If there's no video, it'll just be the song. But we're trying to do a video. And that way everybody can kind of, if you don't know what one of the songs are, sometimes we do some obscure stuff. Mm-hmm. It'll give everybody a little bit of an opportunity to kind of hear stuff. And then go to the website, thisepicdisaster.com. Mm-hmm. If you go to that page, you will see on the right-hand column the list of the songs. You can vote there, or you can go to the very top to the menu and it will say Summer Playlist 2018. Click on that. You'll go to a special page where you can vote. You get to vote 20 times because there are 20 songs in our playlist.
Right.
So you could choose all 20 if you want, which 20 you want in there. You do your voting and then push OK. And so you might want to wait
Until we have all the submissions.
yeah, you'd maybe do one or two now, maybe one or two later. Don't blow all your 20 immediately.
Don't blow your wad.
You don't want to do that immediately.
No.
It's like going betting and just saying,
That's
10,000 on red.
premature
No.
vote-ulation.
Do $5 at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. Is that it? Is that
That's
it?
it.
Are we done?
We're done.
We got a couple of other things which we'll save for another show, but
Yeah.
we do have to close down.
Yeah, because I got to go back to work.
You have to go back to work, but we need to talk about this beer.
Okay. I'm a fan. I like
Again,
it. Again,
what is it again? It's a fin du monde?
La
A
fin du monde.
La fin du monde.
La fin du monde.
La fin du monde. I don't speak French. I do speak some Chinese, as you heard earlier in the show.
Okay, let's teach you. Un, deux, trois.
Okay. Fin du monde.
La fin du monde.
La fin du monde.
La fin du monde.
I like how they say monde. La fin du monde.
I will remind our listeners that this does have 9% alcohol by volume.
I
in
feel like
case
whenever I say that, all women in the world want to make love to me.
they don't.
I feel like they do.
Well, that's a good feeling to have,
Yeah.
and you should hang
Just
on to
speak
that.
French and women want to.
Mon
That's what
petit.
I've been told. I don't know.
All right. So, let's be done.
Okay. What,
Thank you
what did
for
you say? Well,
listening.
you didn't give a rating. Rate it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You sound so offended.
No, we just didn't finish it up. We talked about it, but you got to give a rating. People are waiting with bated breath. And speaking of bated breath, we'll do that right there at the end. But first, let's give a rating real quick.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 3.
3.
Yes.
Oh, I'm giving it a 2.5.
Okay. I know you don't like it because it's kind of a one note.
It's not. I don't like it. I like it just fine. I would drink it with so many different foods. It's just not a spectacular beer. It's like just a basic beer.
That's what I said. It's a one note beer. Again, I would drink this with pizza. I would
Sure.
drink this
I
with
would do that.
burgers, Impossible Burgers. And I would just drink it just because it's good.
Yeah, I like the taste. I mean, I'm rating
But
it
it's
for like
not like a special.
no, it's not like 2.5 is right in the middle.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's
Yep.
just it's a beer you want to drink and with a lot of things. Got a great taste. Yeah,
Yeah.
decent beer.
Okay.
2.5.
So should we tell our listeners what we've decided to call them?
Yeah, quickly we will. And we didn't decide it. One of our listeners.
Well, we decided, but we didn't come up with it.
Yeah, we said something about the listeners. No, we just said it on the podcast.
Yeah.
The listeners should have a name, 'Cause,
Right.
like the dead, the great followers of the Grateful Dead are the Deadheads.
Sure.
And then there are other. We won't go into all of them. I mean, everybody kind of has their own little thing, and we feel like our listeners should be called something.
Right.
And we got a submission. You can find it on the website.
And he could have just dropped the mic after he put it out there.
I think I know who did it, but I didn't write it down, so I don't want to say the name just in case I'm
No,
wrong.
we don't want everybody to know who named them.
That's right. So I feel like this is the name. This is the name for our followers,
Yeah, it's done. We made the decision.
the Disaster Baiters.
Yes.
Perfect for this epic disaster listeners.
This epic disaster baiters.
You disaster baiters, thank you so much for baiting to us.
Yes.
Disaster baiting to us and with us, as we all do. And so now and forevermore, you will be the disaster baiters, and thank you
You disaster baiters.
for disaster baiting to us. You can find us on thisepicdisaster.com. You can find us on Facebook, This Epic Disaster. You can find us on Twitter. Just don't put the final E in and we're there. We're on Instagram. You could send us email, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com.
We're there too.
Just send us email. You can add to our playlist, Summer Playlist 218. Please do that.
Because otherwise it's just the Rick and Sherry playlist.
And then we're getting a lot of great submissions. It's
I
awesome.
agree.
But we also would like, to ask you to submit some advice to Sherry about dating. She needs some dating advice. So please do that. If you have any, you could maybe just tell your experience so that maybe she'll learn from your experience. If you did online dating, what happened?
And if you don't have any advice to submit, if you don't send me any advice, just know that I will be alone forever.
That's right. So please don't let that happen. So other than that, you can find us here every Monday. We release new shows every Monday.
Unless Rick forgets what day it is.
Unless I forget, which I'm trying not to forget. But we do ask that you tell your friends. Just let them know about This Epic Disaster. When we post something on our page, maybe repost it on your Facebook page so other people can see it.
Sure. Let them know what you're listening to.
Share it with your friends. Let people know. Tell them to come. And then you, if you're listening but you're not subscribing, what the hell's wrong with you? Subscribe. Go wherever you download your podcast and hit the subscribe button. And then be really cool and give us a rating. Give us a review.
Don't stop disaster baiting.
Please do not do that. We will have some rewards for you very, very soon. We got some stuff in the works.
Disaster baiting often has its own reward.
And you'll go blind. But until then, thank you, people. We'll see you next week.
Thanks. Bye.